Okay, everyone, welcome. This is Anna of the Quantum Light Practice, and we're here for the Rainbow Dragon transmission. And thank you so much for joining in today. I'm really honored to share this work with you. And today, this is a channeling circle for anyone where it's your first time here. This is a channeling and alignment circle. So we're going to be working with very deeply with our alignment. That's the calling for today with this rainbow dragon. And so the rainbow dragon is a collective of seraphic angels, the seraphim. And this is a legion of angels that is closest to and in the direct presence at all times of the Divine Mother. So these are the seraphim, the rainbow dragons, and sometimes we call them the Sophia dragons. So they are a legion, they're a collective of these seraphic angels. And they are known in ancient texts as burning with passion for the divine. So they're constantly in a very deep devotion to the Divine Mother. And they are constantly expressing that emotion, that passion of devotion. And so that's what we're going to plug into. We're plugging into that dimension today in this transmission. They are offering their vibration to us, and we are plugging into that vibration and stabilizing in that vibration. Now, this is going to assist us because as we continue with our expansion, we continue with our evolution in consciousness, we continue with our ascension process, we continue with the ascension of Gaia, the ascension of the planet. So as this is happening, we know that this brings up the shadow, this brings up the darkness. We can see the demons all around us, atrocities occurring all around us. We can see it. It's happening, okay? And the more that the light gets stronger, the more because this is a purification. This happens to purify the different dimensions of consciousness, okay? So it is so important for us to be so aware and so clear of our alignment, because that's our response. When there is something that occurs that it's like so destructive, so difficult, unfathomable. We're seeing these things occurring all around us. What is our response? Our response is alignment. We plug into the rainbow dragon. We plug into the legion of seraphic angels, the Divine Mother, and we raise our frequency. We raise our frequency and hold space. And this is something that I've learned so powerfully from the Divine Mother, because the Divine Mother will appear in the darkest, most chaotic expressions on the planet. She will be there holding space. So it doesn't mean, because a lot of these things that are playing out, they have to play out. It's because it's part of the unraveling of very deep-rooted constructs. So it's not that when we're in alignment, we don't go through anything. It's not that when we're in alignment, we don't see these atrocities occurring all around us, the suffering. It's not that we don't experience suffering. It's just that we choose, our response is not to go deeper into separation. Our response is to go deeper into love. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're learning here. It's a discipline, it's a choice, and it's a practice. It's something that we practice, okay? So that it becomes automatic. It's the default position when we need it, okay? And so the way that we cultivate that default position is through discipline, like a daily discipline of being in alignment, okay? So I always think of of Gandhi. Gandhi was a leader. Gandhi was a spiritual leader, and he uprooted very, very set ways of being and thinking in the colonial world. And he liberated his nation from a very deep-rooted way of thinking that was very established and very powerful. And he did this through alignment. So when, in the end, he was assassinated at an event. So when the bullet hit his body and his body was exploding in pain, he knew he was leaving this world. And what did he do? Alignment. He said, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. And that was his mantra. That was his spiritual discipline. So he had hours and hours of repeating the mantra, these divine sounds in his mind, hours and days and years of purifying his physical vessel, his mind, his emotions, so that in his moment, in that final moment, which was surprising, which was shocking, which was painful, he went into alignment automatically, default position. And he left this world in love, in a state of union, not in a state of confusion or fear or shock. He left his body and moved into, he left this dimension and moved into another dimension in alignment, completely focused on the divine. And that's what we're working on. That's what we're creating in this space, in this container. So let's just take a deep breath and just allow yourself to receive that you're going to receive that capacity to respond in that way through your discipline, through your practice. So take a deep breath, just breathe it in. And this is so far from any kind of denial. It's not about spiritual bypassing, because we are facing that darkness. We are looking at it straight in the eye and choosing alignment in the most important moments, in the moment where we need it most, okay? So take a deep breath. And then just let go. Any tension, any anxiety, any overwhelm. Take a deep breath and let go. Breathe out any effort. All of this will become so natural for us. Again, we're cultivating, it's like a default position. The rainbow dragon's coming forth. So just close your eyes and be aware of the base of your spine. So be aware of the root chakra, okay? So this is the area of the body that rules your physical well-being, your things like your health and feeling secure as a physical being. And we're going to ground that energy center into the core of the earth. So you're just going to experience the inner earth. You know, your consciousness will move from the base of your spine through all the layers of the earth. And that awareness is lighting up the inner earth, the beings of light that vibrate in the inner earth. We're tapping into that frequency. We're going to be working today with the crystal moldavite. So just take a deep breath and just allow that energy to come forth of moldavite. It's a forest green, and you can feel that vibration emanating from the core of the earth, this moldavite vibration, forest green. It's like a glowing forest deep forest green, rising up from the core of the earth. We're anchoring ourselves into the core of the earth. And then the energy is rising up through all the layers of the earth, into your body, in through the root chakra, and rising up through the ascension column, your spine, moving through all the energy centers of your body, into the heart, and just breathe into the heart. Breathe into the heart. The heart is tender today. We have tender hearts. So just breathing in that forest green, and you can visualize the forest green in the heart center. And this Moldavite crystal is very, it's a powerful crystal for starseeds and for beings of light in physical vessels who have that struggle with being empaths, in that you're feeling a lot. So if you have those feelings, like I'm feeling things that aren't me, I'm like, if you're in that space where you're, because it's part of the process, as you become more and more aware, you may become aware that you're taking on energy of others. You're taking on energies that are in the atmosphere, that are coming through the media, for example, emotions that aren't yours, from other people, from groups of people, from the collective, the mass consciousness, okay? And the mass consciousness functions in addiction. So there is an emotional roller coaster occurring, and that's how it works. And so there's all kinds of sensationalism, there's all kinds of emotion. So just take a deep breath. And just be aware of that collective energy, that emotional roller coaster, what we could call manipulation, what we could call control. And the beings, the lower vibrational frequencies that feed off those emotions. The sensationalism, the ups and downs, the projections, the blame, all of those types of energies. So just allowing that to come up in your space. If you've experienced that recently, or if you're experiencing that today, just let it come up. It's part of the process. We're just becoming aware of it. And the more aware of it we become, when we see it, it changes. When we see it, it transforms. We just allow it to be there. And then just receive this light language transmission. And this is the Moldavite vibration that assists us to unplug from those lower vibrational frequencies, and then choose to plug into the rainbow dragon. So it's a choice. And it continues, those lower vibrational frequencies continue to exist in different dimensions. So you choose to unplug, and then you plug into the dimension of your choice. Okay, so this is how we become co-creators. This is how we become empowered. We choose. You're not being swept away. You're not being overwhelmed. You're not being overcome by these frequencies. We're letting go of that way of being. We know we have a choice. So you have a choice. It's so important to come into that realization that it is your choice where you focus, where you choose to vibrate, where you choose to cultivate your daily life, your daily experience. So the Moldavite vibration, that forest green, you can bring that into your awareness at any moment in your daily life. If you're feeling that way, if you're feeling that density, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like you're being overpowered by this negativity that may or may not be you, we come into alignment, you ground, and then you bring that Moldavite vibration of Gaia. And this crystal was created, it's a galactic frequency. It was created by a meteor striking the earth, and the heat and the impact created these crystals. So it's truly a vibration of heaven on earth. And the expression of that fusion of heaven and earth, which we'll be working with today. So we're going to install this frequency in your heart, that you have access to this vibration at any moment, this clarity to choose. So you can see when your mind is going into overwhelm, you can see it. And then you choose. I'm choosing alignment. So and then you are empowered. You're in sovereignty. You're in sovereignty. So skoro sono kora ini I kini kene seneke I shineki shikuno sunokoa. Soskonoa ha anai ine shinakora e siko sukurua. Shoshkonoa. And Mother Mary is coming forth, the Divine Mother. Shinakora onoa anaina. And she is a master at alignment. Sono shinakora ana. And she's sharing that this is a very active stance. This inner alignment, this inner sovereignty, it is active. This is not passive. This is not a passive response. This is a disciplined and active response. And it's a contribution to the divine presence. You're contributing to that presence so that the presence grows and expands and becomes stronger. Because wherever you put you are feeding, you're in a place in your ascension at this moment where we have to be very aware that every thought, every response has an effect. So we either feed into the dimension of fear, for example, or we choose alignment and we feed into the vibration. We're feeding and expanding that vibration of alignment, of this passion, of this burning for the divine, of devotion, which is the highest frequency of light. So we choose to expand in that frequency. Again, we unplug from that lower vibrational frequency and plug into this dimension of light. And we choose it. So we're able to match it. Again, it's very natural. We just match this high frequency. So just receive this blessing from Mother Mary, the world mother. And she is just overflowing with compassion for the world. Even overflowing with love and compassion for what we would see, what humans would see as evil, what humans would see as the lowest frequency. She is able to hold that and hold that space for everything. So she is offering us this ascended mastery in this now moment. So you can receive it if you choose. So no longer, when we're in this state of consciousness, this state that Mother Mary's in and other ascended beings of light, it's a state of pure freedom. It's a state of union. So there's no longer pondering, sitting around pondering like what's right and what's wrong and who's right and who's wrong and who's good and who's bad. We're no longer spending time or energy on that at all. We have completely gone beyond those kinds of thought patterns of the mind, and we're just residing, we're stabilized in a state of union and clarity and freedom. And then from that place, we're inspired to take action if it is needed. It's not based on an intellectual decision of doing something right or doing something wrong. We're just inspired to take action when necessary. We're inspired to pause if that is what's called for. We're inspired to engage if that's what's called for. We're inspired to detach if that's what's called for. And it's a natural response to our environment and to our inner union. So be aware of your grounding, your connection to Gaia. As you receive this blessing, take deep breaths. And then be aware of the rainbow dragon frequency that's coming forth, so that you recognize it, so that you become familiar with it. Again, it's this blazing fire of love that is just filled with passion for the divine. And this frequency is just expressing this love and this devotion and this passion at all times, continuously flowing. And this is a frequency that contains this sacred sounds and healing sounds that move beyond the emotions and the mind and the body. So just allow every cell of your body to be filled with this rainbow light that's coming in now through the crown of your head. So you can visualize this rainbow light, a rainbow ray is coming in through the crown of the head. And the crown of your head opens like a flower, like the petals open to receive this rainbow light, this rainbow ray. Take deep breaths. And then allow your heart to receive, and sending compassion and love. So your heart emanates the rainbow light, and then you can direct that light wherever you want it to go. So we're called to direct that light to Texas in the United States. To the children in that area, who are there and who have also left their bodies, and the families. So just sending this beautiful light, compassion, love to this region of the world. Love, purity. Gratitude. Sana ina chunokoro asake chikachikono chunoaha. Sana ina ini shinakara ai chikachikoro koaha nai. So skoro sonoaha anai. Holding space for divine transformation. In this space of devotion and passion, soko onoaha ana, love, soko o shinokoroa ana ina shinaka, courage, soko oa, strength. So that's the frequency that we're emanating. Shinokoroa ana, and we're choosing those frequencies. Soko no shinokora ina shinakari, and then we're allowing the lower vibrational frequencies, because those become leaks. We're allowing that the earth, we're allowing Gaia to receive those densities, to be transformed. And those are projections, blame, outrage, despair, all of those kinds of frequencies. We're just allowing the earth to absorb those frequencies. And then we come into alignment, holding space. So we're working with Mother Mary in this work. She's teaching us how to do this. It's an ascended mastery. It's a skill. Sana inai chunokoro ushunokora e chikishikono sukuwa anai. Chunoa anai ine chinakare e chikishikono chunoa anai. And again, when we come into alignment, you, as a being of light, you become a temple of light, the axis mundi. So you become a conduit. So you're receiving this frequency of light from the core of the earth, the diamond codes, the ascension codes, Shinokoruat. So you're receiving that frequency from the core of the earth, and it rises up through your spinal column, the ascension column, into the heart. And then the crown of your head is opening to receive the cosmic light. And that light comes in through a column of gold into the crown of the head, into the heart. And then in that fusion, that union, spirit and matter, cosmos and earth, union. You emanate this frequency. This frequency expands in bandwidth. It moves and expands and emanates from your being, and you become a temple of light, emanating out into the world. Strength, love, courage. Sonokoro shonokara e ini shinakara e shikishakono sonokowa. We take care of our heart. Our heart is tender, and we allow that to be. Soko oshinowa anai inai shinoko. We tend to that tenderness. So just receiving a blessing again from the Divine Mother in the heart. And then again, we begin to emanate the rainbow frequency out into the environment as an expression of our alignment. So just take deep breaths and allow that to deepen, that state of union to deepen. And so put your focus on the center of your head, third eye, and allow the third eye to receive the rainbow frequency. And then be aware of the chakras that are above the body, the soul star chakra. And you can see a platinum thread moving from the pineal gland, the center of the head, into the soul star chakra. And it rises up into the stellar gateway. And it rises into the galactic gateways. And we're going to be connecting with a star that has come forth to support us, Vega, Star Vega. And this Vega energy is about beauty. Divine beauty. So just breathe it in. And this is a Venus frequency. The starlight code coming in. This is a priestess vibration. And the priestess is sovereign. The priestess is grounded, is anchored in sovereign divinity. And the area of the body that corresponds to this archetype of the priestess, the sovereign divinity, your conduit for the presence, is the throat, the jaw, and the ears. So just be aware of those areas of your physical vessel. And this is beauty and music and sound, very high frequencies of expression that you begin to express as a temple of light. So take deep breaths and receive transmission from Vega, activating these gifts and talents inside of you, your own unique way of expressing divine beauty. It's being activated inside of you. In the third eye, and the throat, the jaw, and the ears. So you allow all the cells of those areas in your body to receive the Vega transmission. And it is a Venus rainbow frequency. Ishkono koro ha ainai sai isena isena sono no hana inenenai e night tononono chenenenena. These are star light codes. So relax and receive, letting go of any effort. Take deep breath. Teneni teneni intene tuno hono kene e chikichikado torononona tene kere e chikichiko school he kene tenenananai tenenana e chikono suku sananai sadakoronanana tenenanini chinokono no na a sa kit hit chinokore eskeskes kusko hananana e kene nanai e chikichikono sa anai. So the priestess is the axis mundi, the fusion of heaven and earth, the expression of union of spirit and matter, energy and form, the integration, the this union of moving beyond the dualities of this world. So just feel that state and allow it to expand inside of you. So in this state, you will only match the high frequencies of light. So there's really no need to worry about these different, if you're, sometimes as empaths and starseeds and sensitive people, we can get into the habit of being very concerned if this is your energy or not your energy, or if we're being manipulated or not being manipulated, if there's control energy, or all these different kinds of concerns are no longer in our space. In this state, it just cannot touch you. So you're vibrating in another dimension. Soko sonoaha ana ina shinoko. So it's a vibration of freedom. Soko onoaha ana. And again, it's active. It's not a passive state. Shoko onoa, because you're in alignment. Sokoroaha ana ina. So that is what empowers you. Shokono shinokoroaha nai. You're matching the state of union, the inner divinity at all times. And that inner divinity is also feeding you at all times. That frequency is continuous and overflowing and emanating from your being. And again, this is a discipline. This is something that we cultivate and we choose. Soko no shana ina chinakora e shinako sunako ha. Sanaki, 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 e chinake e chikichiko. And so we often hear, we're identifying, we're no longer a separate drop, but we are identifying with the ocean of consciousness. Shiko shinokoro unoaha anai. Okay, beautiful. So again, come back into your heart space. Just be aware of the heart, breathing into that space. And I'm seeing many beings of light, children, beings of light, coming forth to receive the rainbow frequency. So we're offering gratitude to the Divine Mother, to the Rainbow Dragon, the Legion of Seraphim that came forth today to support us as we install ourselves on this earth as temples of light. You are the priestess in sovereign divinity. And then we all, whether you're in a male body or a female body, you have that archetype of the priestess inside of you. I am the priestess in sovereign divinity. I am a conduit of divine love. I am an expression, an emanation of passion, of burning devotion for the divine. Surrender into the fire of passion. It's this, the fire, it's a fire that burns away any obstruction, any belief that we are separate from the divine is burned away in this fire. And that burning births passion. And that is the rainbow dragon. So just receiving that awareness. And then bringing that rainbow frequency into the lower three chakras, just allowing that area of the body, the lower body, to be completely saturated with the rainbow ray. So every cell is absorbing this rainbow frequency into the lower three chakras. And then anchoring into the diamond core of Gaia, offering gratitude to Gaia. And the Moldavite crystal codes that we received, that you have access to. Again, alignment. Axis Mundi, the priestess, the temple of light. Final blessing as we complete this transmission from Mother Mary, the Divine Mother. Just like the purest compassion, receive. And this mastery, receiving mastery and alignment from Mother Mary. And just feel every cell of your body is sparkling, overflowing with divinity. Align with the divinity that is you. So in closing this beautiful transmission, again, thank you. Thanks to all of you for participating. This will continue to process. You'll be able to, again, access the recording later today so you can listen again. Remember, we're cultivating the state. And so we're going to spend time with this rainbow frequency in the next few days, the next few weeks. I just want to, again, thank you, all of you, for participating in this spring series. I will now be, in June, I'll be traveling for a few weeks and creating new content and visiting beautiful earthworks in Europe. I have very specific places that I'll be visiting in Norway and Scotland and England. And so I will be creating co-creating some new activations to share with you when I return. I'm also going to be doing some in-person events starting in July 16th will be a vibrational sound healing that I'll be doing in Brevard, North Carolina. So I'll be posting that on Meetup. So you'll get information about that when the time comes. And I'll be doing some more in person. That's something that is being called for at this time, to have more in-person interaction as we do these channeling circles. So look for that. And again, I'll post everything. You'll be aware of everything. And so we shall see what comes forth. And, you know, the summer solstice is coming. So let's all continue to hold space for Gaia, for the presence, the divine presence, and contribute to the evolution of consciousness. We're making a powerful contribution as we cultivate this state of alignment and passion. So thank you. Align with the divinity that is you. I'll see you again soon.
Anna, you rock.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, this one was so amazing. And it's cool because I brought my friend Shanice to be here. And I think this was the right time for her to be here.
Thank you so much for joining in.
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question about it because actually I did one with Shanice. I did a thing with Metatron, and there was this rainbow initiation, but it was with the unicorns. And this time, this rainbow energy with the dragons felt totally different. With the unicorns, it felt really quiet, but with the
yeah, this is like blazing passion. You know, it's powerful. It's very strong. Yeah.
How would you sorry, my brain is still processing. But the rainbow energy itself, is it, yeah, what is it? Could you describe that? Because it's like it's connecting to something else. It's changing.
Well, it comes forth and we access it in different ways. But the one that I work with,
Yeah.
the rainbow ray, it's a Venus frequency. So Venus, there are Venus beings that we work with. And this Venus frequency, it's all about opulence. It's about the creative life force of the universe. It's about art. It's about beauty, you know, like Lakshmi, that energy of Lakshmi, of abundance, bliss. So that's the kind of like the archetypal qualities of this rainbow frequency. And it comes forth in different forms, you know, different expressions.
It's too funny
So,
because
you know, like I've experienced it with the Magdalene lineage. I've experienced it, you know, with the Divine Mother. I've experienced it with star beings. And so
it makes sense now. Now it's, when you explain this, it's like all the things fall together, because the Venus energy has been there for the last weeks, really potent. And like you said, with the Seraphim and the Sophia dragons, that they were the same, was also for me like
that resonates. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's
Yeah. And so like the whole, the teaching, it's such a powerful teaching because, and this is how I'm understanding it, and each of us will understand it in your own way, and this is like part of the awareness that's coming forth for me, but everybody experiences it in different ways. And so how I'm seeing it, it's not so much that I'm understanding less that like an energy transforms into something else. It's more that there's this, like, we unplug from a dimension of consciousness that's no longer valid for us, that we no longer vibrate with, that's no longer a match for us. So it's like we're unplugging, and then we plug into this other dimension that is a vibrational match for us. So then we maintain that. It's like in our practice, we cultivate that frequency that we're choosing. If it's that passion, if it's love, if it's compassion, whatever it is that we choose to match at this time, and it can shift. So we're multidimensional. There is a multiverse where we can, again, plug into different dimensions and move in different dimensions. So that's what multidimensionality is. And that is the experience that we are ascending into, right? This experience of multidimensionality as beings of light.
How I saw it is actually now, as you were talking, it's like it's a color. Like when you pick up a color, you create something else, as I would pick up a color.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing, because I don't want to take up more time. But in the end of the transmission, when the dragons came, and not they were all the time, but there was at once this energy of the dragons coming in, and I saw this pool of water, and it was going in the water, and it was waving, like a circuit was waving out all the energy that was put in by the rainbow dragons, and it was going over Earth. It was really amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So much for joining
Love you.
in and bringing your beautiful friend. And I really look forward for all of us to get together again in July.
Anna,
And,
can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How do we access the
Hi,
recording of today? Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Wow, you were really good. You really needed that. I really needed that. How do we access the recording?
Okay, so I have a YouTube channel, and so you have to search. You're not subscribed. So it's Anna Estrada Light Language. If you search that way, you'll find my channel. You can also
say that again, Anna Estrada.
Anna Estrada. Light Language.
Light language, like a regular light.
Yes.
And then language, like a regular language. Okay.
Exactly. And then you search for that, and you'll find the channel. Also, another way is my website. And my website, you may want to take a look at my website, because I have some offerings there. I do private sessions that might interest you. And so that my website is quantumlightpractice.com.
Quantum light. Quantumlightpractice.com.
Correct. And there, when you go to that website, there is a link to the YouTube as well. You'll see in various parts of the homepage, you'll see the link to the YouTube channel.
This
and you can always, and Mari, you can always contact me through Meetup as well. Anybody here can contact me through the Meetup messaging system. If for some reason you can't find the website, or you can't find the YouTube, you can always contact me through Meetup message, through the group.
Thank you. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank
Mr. Anna,
you.
I just wanted to add something.
Sure.
That was an amazing meditation. And when, you know, at the end, when Lucia was talking about the dragon and seeing the water, I was actually feeling the dragon anchor, and I was sitting on the dragon, and I actually became the dragon. So I could feel the
Wow.
energy moving up and down, like we were that. I'm in, like everything was just so lovely. I can still feel it. And that J Ra that you talked about, it was like when I anchor, I hook, so that is the J, into Mother Earth. The Ra is the sun beyond the sun, the connection to the cosmic. So that, even just saying J Ra, like the I am that I am, is that connection that I got. And I was toning so much. Wow. And it was almost like you paused while the toning, and the toning was like I didn't need to breathe, and I just kept toning and rippling out the Mother Mary's energy across the planet. And just, it was phenomenal. I'm like, I so needed this.
Wow, June. Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that.
It was,
You became the rainbow dragon.
yes. But more than that, it was allowing the compassion and all of the things of the divine to unite, so that we can be that pillar of light. And we don't need anything. We don't need, you know, like love needs no defense. We just be. And then this practice is exactly why I had the incident. Slow down. I need you to be with me, the divine said. And my heart's just going, and I know the throat, the ears, because I've been having these issues with the ears, so I have to stay away from dairy, but my ears, my throat for the toning, and the third eye, just that connection here seems to want to align and go forth with. And beauty is, my whole June's joy is honoring sacred space, decluttering with ease and grace. And it's about, you know, beauty. We surround ourselves with heaven on earth here now. We don't have to wait. Get rid of the clutter, get rid of the false fake flowers. Let's bring in the life force. All of it is what I want to share around the world, you know, just to be that. So I'm excited about whatever will be.
Oh, June, you are inspired. Thank you. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And each of you, thank you so much. This is wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Oh my goodness.
Yes,
this was a
thank you,
wonderful
everyone.
session. Okay, so we are going
Sir,
to, anyone else?
Sorry. Yeah, it's a small question that what was it J Ra? What he said?
J Ra. Yeah, J Ra.
Okay.
Rama.
Rama?
Yeah.
Ra.
Yeah,
It's
from Ra, yeah,
mantra.
from the sun. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
the mantra.
Amazing. I never heard that story. And
yeah,
it
that
got
was a
straight into
beautiful
my
way.
heart.
That was a beautiful
Unmute
way to
yourself,
describe
Shanice.
it, June.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful way to describe J Ra. I really,
Yeah, it was
really
exactly how I
resonated.
needed to see it. So whenever I feel out of alignment, I just J Ra, I'm there.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
Moldavite is brilliant, like everything, so good.
Wonderful.
Shanice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I would,
please.
oh my goodness.
Hi.
I'm going to try to find the words for how special and awesome this was, but before you even started the meditation, my body is like moving and just doing all these things and feeling the energy powerfully. And it's so funny, I had a strange dream last night that was like very clear, and I wasn't quite exactly sure of the meaning. And then what you shared today was just in alignment with that. And it was this, I'm just so grateful that you're offering this. Thank you. Thank you.
And I'm so honored that you joined us. Thank you so much for your beautiful contribution. And I love that about how, you know, just allowing the energy to move your body. That's so powerful. And so thank you. And I hope to see you again.
I will be back. Thank you.
So again, like I said, I'm taking a little break, you know, but we'll be back on in July, you know, end of July.
Beautiful.
I
Thank
hope
you so much.
You'll join us again. And then, and you can, again, there's an archive. The YouTube channel is an archive. And you can, and we just had a series of 7 transmissions in the past couple of months. So you may want to check that out. If
I
you
will. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Okay, thank you.
I did send the Mouth of God because I thought that one was also extraordinary. That and yeah. There are
Yeah.
many of them, but that one was for me mind blowing, literally.
Well, that one, we were really activating these gateways that, you know, the base of the skull and the glands in the brain. And we activated this ascension, it's a trinity that opens our multidimensionality. So that's what we were doing in that. So, you know, we really leveled up in this series, our multidimensional experience. Yeah, and it started with the transmission of the fierce originality, you know, so check it out because I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Yeah, and all
Well,
of this,
Tues-
you can listen
Tuesday
to it more
morning.
than once.
Tuesday morning before all of this happened with my job and shift and change and fall, and here I am. Tuesday morning, I woke up and I heard fire. That's all I heard. And I thought, what fire? What is that? And we actually went through the fire. So all
Yeah.
of this, when you mentioned about the fire, I went, oh, okay, that's what that was. So
Yeah.
it's confirmation, right?
Yeah, and it's a really great, you know, it just really resonates to consider, you know, like these obstructions to our experience of union, that they burn away. It's like there's a term for it in yoga, which is tapasya, which is it's like a burning of these tendencies and obstructions, and to get to that purity of the union.
I think we did that for humanity today when we connected
Yes.
to the wholeness. We literally brought in what we experienced through the unity consciousness, the oneness, the divine, all of those things. We're all one. So that's where we're bringing in that light and bringing everybody together.
And then, you know, again, it was a really important point. The more we cultivate the state, and we emanate this state, that state grows like a fire
Yeah.
through the collective. Okay, so that's what we're doing.
Okay.
And so again, it's an active discipline. It's a choice
Yes.
to expand, you know, the vibration of the divine, so that vibration of the divine grows and becomes stronger and stronger with each individual being that plugs into it, right?
We're blessed by the source. We're blessed. Thank you.
I'm blessed with you.
Oh, thank you so
Definitely.
much. What a beautiful
Definitely.
session.
Happy Saturday.
I hope to see you in Europe. Let me know when you are aware.
I'll contact you on Telegram.
Yeah, great.
Okay? I'll contact you.
Cool.
Much love to all
Much
of you.
love.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful summer, and we'll be together again.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.